man. Why must I chase the cat?
Good evening and welcome to Posse Presents. we're being a little silly here, aren't we? Anyway, glad to have you with me tonight on this. It's getting dark so early kind of night. It's blowy and it's windy and it's rainy and it really feels like that fall stormy kind of weather, and I don't like it. Yeah, oh yeah, please don't even go there. Speedo's saying all that's missing is the lightning and thunder. If anybody knows me, they know how much I love thunder and lightning because of what it does in my house. So bite your tongue and bite it hard and bite it till it bleeds. Anyway, I'm going to start tonight with some good news because it's all going to go downhill from here. Zach, can we have the picture of Lucy? Lucy is a very special dog who was rescued from the streets of Colombia. Stray from the Heart is the rescue that took her in. They rehabbed her. They gave her lots of love. She was found disfigured like that from abuse. They determined that she would go through more pain to correct her injuries than to leave her the way she was. She was functional. She's, set the way she is. She's fine, believe it or not. Stray from the Heart was very protective of her. She was fostered by their trainer. There was a great bond there. The dog was actually in Connecticut. And I had spoken with them about having her come on the show. A couple of times I spoke with the director, and it was up to her to coordinate with the trainer and try to find the right date and the time, whatever. But all of that is in the past, and these two lovely ladies are now Lucy's moms. She has found her home. So she has come a long way from the streets and the abuse that she lived, and she obviously very well taken care of and loved, and now she starts her forever life. So, whether we ever got her on the show or not, what's important is that she found her happily ever after. And, for anybody who's followed her over time, I want to say it's been well over a year, maybe close to 2, that, we've seen the pictures of her out there on the internet. I mean, from the time she first hit the States and was made a public figure, so to speak. And that's one of the reasons why they were so very protective of her, because she was a public figure. And, there's always that hero complex. Everybody wants, that 11th hour dog. Everybody wants, to be the one to save the dog, and, that's such in the spotlight. So I don't blame them at all for the limited exposure. She got exposure, but it was limited in a lot of ways, and it was with purpose. And so this is the end result, and congratulations, because that's just such a happy picture that does my heart such good, But like I said, tonight's show is going to go way downhill from here. Zach, I'll take the camera back for a hot second. We're going to talk about one dog who I talked about a few weeks ago, Baker, who is in Enfield. And yeah, Zach, you can pull that one up, I'm sorry. Baker is very urgent. Enfield Animal Control is one of those shelters that has little or no exposure. There are those that just really don't have the resources via volunteers or whatever the case may be, manpower, time to get the dogs up and posted. But he's been sitting there, and he really is out of time. Now, I know I said that a few weeks ago, but I was made aware the other day that he really has until October 5th at the latest. So that's bearing down on us very quickly, and it's not fair to him. He's sitting there, people are sharing him, but I really don't know if he's gotten any hits as far as actual adopters or fosters or rescues who are interested in him. So let's not let the bad thing happen to him. If you have any interest in Baker, or if you can help him, the number for the Enfield Animal Control is 860 860-763-8944. That's 860-763-8944. I mean, he's a beautiful, beautiful dog. And again, you know, you come up with these dogs, these black dogs who just sit and sit. And it doesn't help when you're in a shelter that doesn't get a lot of exposure. So by all means, catch him on Facebook, share him, network him. Don't let him die. That is just, I can't handle that. Zach, let's see the picture of Callie. Callie is, it's a little dark of a picture, but that's the best I've got to work with. Callie is lost in Waterbury. She went missing on September 19th, and Speedo's telling me he saw her. The Fulton Park, Cook Street area.
It was on my street.
This dog was on your, well,
Right by my house.
we need to talk to you then. See folks, this is what happens when you share. Speedo's jumping up and down saying he swears he saw this dog on his street today. So we'll have to talk about that off the air and put him in touch with Amy. She's young, she's timid, she'll bark but she won't bite. Her owner is actually frantic. You can see she's black and white. She weighs about 30 pounds. And if you've got any info or sightings, please call Amy right away. Her number is 203-528-6932. That's 203-528-6932. And I think we're going to have Speedo call Amy right now, maybe, or in a little while or something. I don't know if she's watching or not, but Amy, we may have a little information for you about Callie. And I hope that if you see her again, you can grab her. But anyway, if I can have the camera back. And we're going to talk about, this is so sad to me. There was a car accident in Newtown, in the Peck's Lane, Prospect Drive area. And a little dachshund named Pookie was thrown from the vehicle. Her people were taken to the hospital, but the Pookie ran off. So Pookie is out there, you know, somewhere. And there haven't been any sightings that I know of. There have been people out looking, but you know, please keep your eyes peeled if you have the wherewithal to get down there and look. If you have any information at all, you can call the Newtown Animal Control or the Newtown Police Department. The number for Animal Control is 203-426-6900. That's 203-426-6900. So please keep your eyes peeled for Pookie and for Callie. And again, we're going to have, Speedo lives in that area. We're going to have him give Amy a call tonight or whenever he can, and keep his eyes peeled, and maybe people can get out there and search that part of town. And I just want to give a special shout out to someone who I've said hello to before, Jen Sadler. I met her in the search for Rudy, and I've seen this week where she's been out looking for both of these dogs, both Pookie and Callie. And you know, it takes a special kind of person just to see a post and jump off and into the car and, you know, go try to do what they can to help. So Jen, you are awesome, and I just want to thank you for all your efforts, because they really do mean a lot, especially to the people who are missing their pets. All right, Zach, we have a poster that I just want to flash up there real quick before I get on to the next story. A little public service announcement here. You know, it's the truth. You are just as guilty as the abuser if you know about animal abuse and do nothing. And that, you know, goes for any type of abuse at all. If you know about something, you really are morally obligated to say something. You know, if you see something, say something. And really, we're going to get on to the next story, and it's going to make a whole lot more sense. It's disturbing, but we're going to put the picture up. Zach, let's have the poster of Puppy Doe. This has been the big story the last few days on Facebook. Puppy Doe was abandoned in Quincy, Massachusetts at the end of August. She was abused beyond your wildest imagination. She was beaten, stabbed, burned. Her tongue was cut so it was forked. She had too many broken bones to count. She had dislocated joints, and it seemed as if they were pulled apart from their sockets. She weighed less than half of what she should have. She had burns to her nose and face, and it was believed just prior to her being dumped, she was actually stabbed in her eye. Now, this is just unimaginable. They say that the injuries were sustained over an extended period of time. So this wasn't just a one-off type of thing. This dog was kept and tortured, is basically what it amounts to. You know, somebody methodically went about their business of doing evil, sadistic things to this dog. And it kills me. It kills me. Based on the examination and the condition that she was in, she was deemed too far gone. And they thankfully let her go in peace. But the subsequent examination after she was gone, just the vet apparently said that it was the worst case of animal abuse they had ever seen. And, you know, I just imagine what this poor dog must have gone through and over what kind of a period of time. Anyone with any information, and they're not ruling out that the dog was not necessarily abused in the Quincy area. She could have just been dumped there. Anybody with any information is urged to contact the Quincy PD at 617-745-5774. That's 617-745-5774. Or the Animal Rescue League of Boston Law Enforcement Department at 617-226-5610. That's 617-226-5610. Now, there's also a Facebook page that was created for her, Justice for Puppy Doe. And the info that has come through is that she was actually given away for free on Craigslist. Her former owner has reached out to the people who are running the page and the people who, the law enforcement agents. Zach, let's have a picture that her owner put up of her, the poor thing. That's the other picture of Kia. There she was when she was a beloved family member and she was a young puppy. Just unbelievable that, you know, somebody gave away their dog and this is what happened. But there she is. And I'll take the camera back. You know, if you ever wonder why I get so fired up about dogs and animals on Craigslist, this is precisely the thing that can happen. You know, apparently the person who had her before gave her away to someone who in turn gave her away to someone else, and this is what happened. Now, her original owner had no idea. You know, it's true that if you're not aware of the dangers, ignorance is ignorance, and it's not intentional, but it's what happens. There are monsters out there, and they present as okay people. They really do. And sometimes they use other people to get their hands on animals. You know, they get animals. Sometimes the normal people get animals and flip them to just anybody without a question. You never, ever know. Craigslist is just not the place where you want to put animals to try to rehome them. Now, apparently, the original owner And by the way, this poor dog did have a name. They were calling her Puppy Doe at first, and that stuck. But her name was Kia. And I know that I did see posts where, you know, there were some people putting a lot of blame on the original owner, but I can only imagine what she's living with, knowing that in the end, this is what happened to the dog that she thought she placed. You know, supposedly they were in a situation where the landlord didn't want a pit bull, and so they were forced to rehome her. You know, that speaks to a lot of things right there. If you aren't sure what type of a dog your landlord will allow, before you bring one home, you really should find out. And if you know that your landlord has an issue with a certain breed of dog, don't bring it home. You know, I can't say that in an emergency, overnight, bargain with your landlord, short term, whatever, but this was a family pet. So apparently there had to be somehow, some reason, some way where, you know, there was either a misunderstanding or something, but because the landlord didn't want a pit bull, that's what happened. So, you know, you can ask yourself whether the abuse was due to her breed. You know, some people have like just this evil thing about pit bulls, or in the end, the position that she ultimately ended up in was because of her breed. But it's all the same thing. You know, in the end, it's really the same thing, whether she was abused because she was a pit bull or she was put in a position to be abused because she was a pit bull. It's an ugly reality. Justice for Puppy Doe is the Facebook page, and it's got already, you know, over 10,000 likes. I think I saw tonight when I was doing my research, and there's a lot of opinions and there's a lot of posts, and nobody is going to forget this one anytime soon. It's just unimaginable to me that there are these kind of monsters out there, but they are, and it's a reality. And there's now a petition going around to ban the listing of animals on Craigslist, which I would love to see. People really don't realize when they try to rehome their animals what dangerous positions they put them in. You know, there's baiters, there's breeders, there's abusers, there's, you know, for the smaller animals, the cats, the kittens, believe it or not, you know, there are people who will not hesitate to feed them to a snake even. So you really, I've said it so many times, the experts are fooled by adopters. If you are just, you know, hey, I have a pet and I want to rehome it and I've never done this before, you don't even know the red flags to look for. And like I said, not everybody is foolproof, because some of these monsters do send normal people to do their dirty work. You know, they'll pick them up for free on Craigslist and turn around and flip them, whether it's for a price or not. If you've got a passion for doing wrong things with animals, sure, you'll pay for it too if you can. I mean, you just, it's not safe. Craigslist is not safe for animals. And I've gotten in arguments with people over this. You know, merchandise and animals, two different things. You can't even compare the two, because you really don't care if someone bangs up your stereo, but you really do care if someone abuses your dog. So please, for the love of God, stop with the animals on Craigslist. You know, please share Puppy Doe. Please share the story. It's going to be on Pound Posse Presents. It already is, Facebook page, but I'm going to repost a few things. Share it. We've got to find the person or persons who are responsible for this. You know, if you're someone out there who knows something, please step forward and say something. You know, one of the things that they're really afraid of is with this methodical abuse over such a long period of time, not only are there other animals endangered, you know, they feel that, you know, he could have dumped this dog because they knew, I said he, that the person would have dumped this dog because they knew that she was on her way out and they're already on to another. And, you know, remember, a lot of people preach that animal abuse is the precursor to human abuse, And so, they're in fear that there's like a real pattern going to be going on here and some awful, awful things happening. So, it's a very difficult situation. So, and I did see on Facebook on an entirely different post, thread about, I think it was a dog being stolen, and it holds true, so true in so many ways. The comment was something to the effect of, people used to have dogs for protection, and now they have to protect their dogs. And you just, if you're not aware of the dangers out there, you really need to make yourself aware. Don't leave your dogs in a yard. Don't leave your dogs in a car. Don't trust people with your animals. Don't just give them away to anybody without having at least some background information. If you've got to rehome an animal, try to see if a rescue will work with you. You keep your pet while the rescue is networking and checking people's references and trying to do the right thing. Because believe me, like I said, even the experts are fooled. If you're just like trying to rehome Fluffy, you're not up to the task. You really aren't. People are fooled every day. If you love your animal, and even if you can't stand it and that's why you want to get rid of it, and I hate that term, do it wisely. Don't put your animals in danger. You have no feelings for your animal. Do you really think that you want it to end up the way Puppy Doe did? I don't think so. You have to be a really heartless individual to want to put your dog or any animal in that type of position. So I'm in the end of my rant now, because I could go on and on and on forever. But really, if you've got any information, please reach out. Please make the contact, whether it's Puppy Doe or any animal that you know of being abused. It's just not acceptable. It really isn't. I'm going to talk about the Adopt a Dog Putting on the Dog show tomorrow, which is an event that I love. Unfortunately, I will not be there, but it really is one of the better events of the year. It's from 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. There are samples, vendors, contests, entertainment, and best of all, adoptable animals looking for their forever homes. They usually have some pretty good successes. It's pretty cool. They have the volunteers walking dogs around, and you get to meet them and play with them, and it's kind of neat. This is in Greenwich. It's exit 3 off of I-95. You can't miss it. It's exit 3 either way. It's in Roger Sherman Baldwin Park, which has always been a mouthful. I don't understand what like that whole big long name has to be. And I should talk about whole big long names, right? Okay. But anyway, that would be a wonderful thing to do tomorrow if you're up for a ride. Dogs are welcome. Standard rules kind of apply to having, the kind of dog that you can have out in public. Back in the day when I took my little Kelly there, I had her in a little carry bag because she had tendencies not to be too nice to people's ankles, but whatever. Speedo's laughing. Yeah, when I ever got someone who gave me a stroller, it was a godsend because I just popped her in the stroller. I didn't have to worry about ankles. It was great. But, that was a fear thing for Kelly, unfortunately, from where she came from. Anyway, I'm going to give a little shout out right now. It's funny. Every now and then, you run into someone that you see all the time, and they had no idea that, you have a TV show or, what you do with your life outside of the environment where they see you. And I had a person come in this week. Oh my God, I saw you on TV. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm there every week. But I just want to say a special hello to Everett and his puppy dog, Layla. They watched last week. They were flipping through the channels, and there I was. And so he said he'd be watching tonight. So hello to Everett and Layla. It's kind of funny. I was talking to Speedo before we went on about, the recognition factor. It's either there or it's not. I've had some people that I work with. I've had some people I see in stores. I was flipping through the channels and I saw you on TV. Was that you? Yeah, it's me. Just tonight on the way here, I stopped in the store and I was like, we were talking about, it's Saturday, right? Yeah, you know, what, little silly things like that, the date, whatever. And I said, yeah, it better be Saturday because I'm on my way to do my TV show. She's like, oh yeah, I don't really watch any shows. I said, no, I'm on TV. She's like looking at me like, really? Yeah, I'm on TV. Here's my card. But it's kind of crazy. It's I guess it really is out of the norm. It is what it is, but it's out of the norm, and most people can't wrap their minds around, you're on TV, you do a TV show. Hey, we're here. Anyway, here is a reminder. Once again, It's the Pits Community Awareness and Resources. Still running the Spay neuter program for pit bulls who live in Waterbury. You must show proof of residence and submit a picture of your dog. It's a wonderful thing, and you can contact Stephanie at 619-985-4026. That's 619-985-4026. Or email her, Stephanie@itsthepits.org. That's STEPHANIE @ITSTHEPITS.org. Definitely not something you want to miss out on if you are a Waterbury resident and you have a pit bull that needs to be spayed or neutered. Contact them for more information. It's also on the Pound Posse Presents Facebook page, on my personal page, and spread the word. There's flyers now that can be hung and passed out, so it's a beautiful thing. It's actually a really worth looking into type of deal. And again, the only way to stop all the madness, folks, is to spay and neuter your animals, because at the end of the day, the more you bring into the world, the more that are going to be abused, the more that are going to end up dead in pounds, the more that are going to remain to be homeless because we're trying to place them and you're just bringing them into the world. So knock it off. Take advantage of the good things. Looks like we're just about out of time. So Zach will run the credits and I will say peace, love, and dogs. Until next week, take care and we'll see you then.